What's up, everybody? Time for everybody's favorite hour. It's the Picks and Parlays Power Hour. I'm your host, Allie Burns with Picks and Parlays, and I've got three expert handicappers on the show today. I've got Jesse Schul, Sean Higgs, and Cameron Ross here to give you a whole bunch of free plays on college football and the NFL. We're going to start things off with Jesse Schul, the Iceman, coming into the house. How you doing, Jesse?
Glad to be back, Allie. Getting
Excellent.
excited about football?
Yes, indeed. Last Saturday was not my best Saturday ever. I'll definitely say that. I made up for it on Sunday, but let's see if you can help me out a little here. We've got USC -6.5 at Oregon State. The total on this one is a 70. What play are you going to make on this game?
Well, I really like this game, and I really like the home dog. Of course, everybody likes USC, all the talented recruits they brought in the transfer market, and they've been looking pretty good. But if you look at some of USC's recent games, particularly the game against Stanford, Stanford gained 441 total yards in that game. They ran the ball for 221 yards. Stanford actually had an edge in first downs, 33 first downs to 25 for USC. And now they're facing this Oregon State Beavers team that actually beat them last year in LA. And now they got to go to Corvallis, where the Beavers are 8-1 against the spread their last 9. And last year they actually beat Utah here at home. There's the underdog is 6-2 against the spread in the last 8 in this series. The Trojans are just 1-5 against the spread in their last 6 Pac-12 games. This Oregon State team, they can run the ball, they can put a pile on the points. I envision this game being a back and forth, high-scoring game. Basically, the last person to have the ball wins. So getting the 6.5 points, give me the home team.
Yep, and I'm even seeing that number go down to 6s and some 5.5s out there. So the line is moving that way. You guys want to grab as many points as you can with Oregon State at home. That's the way we're going to play this one. Check out Jesse Schul, the Iceman, over at picksandparlays.net and use that promo code NFL to save 20% off whatever you get from Jesse. Also, let's not forget to like, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. The Power Hour is on every Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern, so you do not want to miss it. All right, Jesse, let's move into our next one here. We're talking the 49ers at the Broncos. Niners are a 1.5 favorite. The total's 45. What are we thinking here?
Interesting game. Interesting that Trey Lance gets injured. Jimmy G takes over. And money comes pouring in on the 49ers with Jimmy G taking over for Trey Lance. I'm looking at this game. I'm looking at Nathaniel Hackett and all the mistakes he's made for Denver. And he gets all the press, but Kyle Shanahan, he doesn't look like a genius either to me, to be honest with you. The idea of naming Trey Lance as the starter before the season started, that looks a little bit questionable to me. And then shopping Jimmy G around, he's just lucky that nobody took Jimmy G off his hands, because they'd be up a certain creek without a certain paddle if they didn't have Jimmy G right now. At the end of the day, Denver comes off an ugly win over the Texans, but their defense did hold Houston to just 3 field goals. It's mile high, baby. You know, home team, home dog. When in doubt, I'm going to go with the Broncos.
All right, Broncos it is on that one. Okay, so everybody, don't forget, if you want Jesse's premium plays, head over to picksandparlays.net. I think you're number 5 for the entire year. You're number 2 on the hottest cappers list. You were number 3 over the last 30 days. Jesse is hot. So head over to the site, use the promo code NFL, and save yourself 20% off whatever you get from Jesse. Don't forget also, let's like and subscribe and ring the bell for notifications. The Power Hour is on every Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern. You don't want to miss it. All right. Thanks for stopping by the Power Hour, Jesse. Up next, I've got Sean Higgs rolling in here. We're going to talk some Utah at Arizona State and do an NFL rapid fire. Sean Higgs from Winning Free Picks. How you doing, friend?
Pretty good. Ready for some college action here. Well, it's Thursday, but we're talking about a Saturday game. But
Yes. So Utah -15.5 at Arizona State. The total on this one's 52. What do you see in here?
yeah, so no shocker. right? People should know by now. Herm is out. Arizona State showing them the door. Is that really the answer though with this team? I mean, let's be honest. The Pac-12 is kind of like in flux. A lot of going on there. Teams leaving, all types of. Who knows? That's a whole another situation here with this program. And you lose to Eastern Michigan. I guess that's the obvious was a nail in his coffin here. Let's. What are you going to get out of them today? You're going to get the old dead coach bounce for a couple points, maybe. I mean, I had to go digging to see who the backup was here to come in and take over the squad. I'm not really expecting much. I do like the over. So I do think, hey, we're going to show some heart. We're not as bad as the coach. It was the coach's fault, right? It's always the coach's fault. It's never the bad players. I like the over here. Utah, 108-14 their last two games. I don't know. I think that's pretty good. Now, we might need some heavy lifting here from Utah, right? They're laying 15 and a half now. It's gone up from 12, the total 52. I actually see some 53 and 53 and a halves coming out here now with this game. But we saw him against Florida, right? Tough road spot to go. And not that Florida's a super team. I mean, they're double-digit dogs coming up this week in Florida. But that's a tough place to go play. And they battled. They could have won that game. And then you have a couple easy ones, which they should take care of. But that's what you do when you're the Pac-12 favorite, right? Coming into this year, these guys are supposed to be good. The coach, I love the coach. Just this team. You want to go with the points here as well. I think Utah wins this one. 44-10, 44-13, something there. I mean, anything out of Arizona State is going to be a blessing. I think Utah is going to come and say, we'll drop our 40 and move on to the next game. That's what you do when you're a division favorite. So I'm thinking Utah over the total here, 52.
All right, that's the way we're going to play it. Check out Sean Higgs over at picksandparlays.net. Also, he was number 1 on the leaderboards for yesterday. You are up $240 if you bet with Sean Higgs' best bets yesterday. Find him at the site and use the promo code NFL to save yourself 20%. Also, let's like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications. We're on every Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern. All right, Sean Higgs, you ready for a little NFL rapid fire action?
Oh, we're ready. I'm doing pretty good in NFL, so let's go.
Okay, let's rock and roll with it. We're going to start out Bills -6 at the Dolphins. The total's 52. What do you got?
Yeah, so this is a spot here, and I got the Bills at a 4.5. Now it's up to 6, and I'm thinking to myself, oh boy. Now I think the Bills are on a mission this year.
Yeah.
They look that good. I'm going to go over this game, though, because I don't think anybody's stopping the Bills. They're going to put up 30-something every game. No doubt about it. Miami, huge comeback. Big, I like the Dolphins last week. I'm like, I figured this would be a field goal game. I didn't know it was going to be a 42-40 type kind of game like that. So the offense is kind of there. They're finding their spots. I'm going to go over because it comes down to who's stopping Buffalo. Till I see Buffalo not put up 30 points here. A division rival that they've won, I think, 8, 9, 10 in a row. They've just beat up on Miami. I don't see this staying under. Miami's got some offensive weapons. Maybe they break something. A couple long TDs here, right? They got Tyreek Hill's an all right receiver. I don't know. I think people have heard of him. But give me the over here. I think I don't want to say it sails over, but I'm high on Buffalo. All right, I'm a Cowboy fan, and but listen, this Bills team, I'm drinking it. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. I got it right here, my Buffalo juice, and let's go. I mean, I'm not worried about it. And listen, short week. I get it. Oh, it's a division rival. No. These guys are just finding reasons to run up scores and beat people. I mean, they had like people out of the stands playing in the fourth quarter last week against Tennessee. Right? I mean, they had the backups were in. Over. They'll have 30 at the half.
Over we go then. Okay, so next one in the rapid fire is Eagles -6.5 at the Commanders. The total's 47. Fire away.
And here comes another one. Crazy line move here with the favorite, up a couple points here because of what you see on a Monday night. But I'm going under this number. Okay. Not as much as people were excited. The first half, you thought Jalen Hurts was, I don't know, insert MVP. They did nothing in the second half. This team is a defensive team. Let's go back. The Lions game went over, but let's be honest. That was Philly in control that whole game, and then all heck breaks loose, and it is what it is. We're kind of coasting through it. Oh, my goodness, it's a game all of a sudden. That's not going to be a case against Washington. That is not happening. You don't think these guys want to come stick it to Wentz? I don't care. There's going to be extra motivation there. Sirianni can say, oh, I don't know anything about Carson. Get the heck out of here with your nonsense. You want to come in here and just humiliate this guy. That's what you want to do. You're a Philly fan. That's what you want to see. Philly defense is good, and the Washington, this team is just a hot mess. I mean, but they do have some guys. It's just coach got to go, I think, there. But give me the under. I think it's going to be a low scoring kind of ugly game. And I mean low scoring. I mean, Philly could probably win this 27-10 or something. I mean, low scoring doesn't mean it's going to be a 6-3 dogfight. Washington, I don't think is scoring much here.
All right, let's move into two Hall of Famers, Rodgers and Brady. We've got Packers at the Bucks. Bucks are -1 at home, and the total's 41.5. What do you see here?
Yeah, I'm going square play here on the Pack. I don't care. I got them at a 3 and a 2.5. It's come down. This Tampa team, I said this way back in week 1 against Dallas. I had the under. The offensive line was a mess. Brady's wasn't there. You got backup centers. Now all of a sudden you got all their wide receivers out. They're just banged up. And maybe I could be wrong. Maybe it's the play where everybody's out, nobody's giving Tampa a chance. I don't know. Last week that game was 6-3, and then Winston, 30 interception Winston shows up, and all of a sudden it's a blowout kind of game. I don't see that here with Aaron Rodgers. We saw last week Minnesota defense pretty good. They lost on Monday night. That's not a bad loss. You have 24 points. You're in a game, right? I mean, they played good against Green Bay's Aaron Rodgers, and then Rodgers took care of a bad Bears team. Now he's got a full game under his belt against guys he didn't throw to. Again, another preseason quarterback not coming out and throwing passes to players he's never faced or played with. That's a problem. Now, I don't know. I think this is a not easy pickings for him against that secondary, but I think Rodgers has the edge here. I think the offensive line's better. The wide receivers are better just because he has guys who are healthy and can run up and down the field. So square it up, Green Bay. Take the 110 or whatever. Take a money line. Green Bay or nothing for me. I can't take Brady's great, but again, this is a different team. You got a different coach, offensive line, wide receivers. Not buying it. No, thank you.
All right. Rodgers or nothing. Let's go Chiefs at the Colts. Chiefs -5.5. Colts look abysmal. Total on this one's 50.5. What are we doing?
Yeah, and so many lines. Here's another one, like the Philly game, the Bills game. Guys opening at 3-4, now up to 5.5, 6s here. I'm going to go under though here because the Colts just look bad. And I you know what? The Colts might be a circle play for me because as bad as they've looked.
Yeah.
Like, how do you people going to
make? The line doesn't make sense to me.
Kansas City by a touchdown? Sure. I mean, they look pretty good. I'm going to go under, though, because Colts always have a decent defense, right? We've seen that. The offense is a sputtering hot mess of poop. It is terrible.
Gross.
So, yeah. I mean, and then think in the dome you get more offense and speed. I'm going under. Kansas City will put up their points. What is Indianapolis doing? I don't know what they're doing. They're not going to win many games if you can't put points up under the 50.5.
All right, last one for the rapid fire. The Lions and the Vikings. Vikings -6, totals 52.5. How do we play this one?
Yeah, and here's this line was a 7.5, 8 at an opener, and then they get a bad outing from Cousins on Monday night, and then here comes the line down to a 6. But I like Minnesota here. Now, normally I'm a 6 kind of dog guy, 6, 6.5. I'm a dog kind of guy, but this line was different. This was an opener at 7.5. Remember, I know Detroit Lenny's not happy with me here. Let's be honest. The whole world saw that game and be like, "Oh my God, Kirk Cousins is terrible." I saw Kirk Cousins throw a couple bad passes in the end zone. Again, you throw interceptions in the end zone. It happens. Good. Hats off to the defense making a play. Right when your team doesn't make a stop, you're upset. Right at your defense. Well, they made a play. Excellent for them. I still like this Minnesota offense. We know, and Detroit Lenny knows, that defense for the Lions are going to give up some points here. So we've seen a lot of close games in the series, like all 2-3 points, close ones. I don't know. Something tells me Minnesota takes care of double digits. No backdoor here for Detroit. I know they're the backdoor darlings. That sounded pretty good, but you know what I mean? They're the comeback kids, the cover kids coming in from the, I can't even say it, whatever. But not today, Detroit. Let's go Vikings. Got to clean this up, keep it at a professional level.
Yes. If you please. It's a family show. I mean, family for, anyone who's 21.
Gambling
and older,
family.
Legal to bet. Yeah.
Come back kiddies. There you go.
There it is. Thank you, Letty. All right. So that is the NFL Rapid Fire brought to you by Sean Higgs and winning free picks and picks and parlays and all that jazz. Don't forget, check out Sean Higgs over at picksandparlays.net. He's up 240 bucks if you bet with him yesterday. Number 1 on the leaderboards. Use that promo code NFL. Save 20%. Everybody like and subscribe. Ring the bell for notifications. Don't forget, we're on every Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern. See you later, Higgs. I'll see you next week.
Take care.
All right. Our final handicapper is Cameron Ross. He's coming in to talk some Stanford at Washington, give us an NFL 2-team parlay, and do a little Ravens. Oh, wait, no, I don't want to. I was gonna spoiler alert there, but I'm not going to. How's it going, Cam?
It's going, it's going. How are you?
I'm rocking and rolling here. So let's talk
news.
Stanford at Washington. Washington's minus 13.5. The total on this one is 63.5. What do you see happening in this one?
Yeah, a couple weeks ago, probably would have said a little bit different in regards to this game. But Stanford hasn't looked awesome, and Washington has. Stanford, they beat Colgate, but, who cares? And then they lost. They moved the ball well against USC, but they didn't finish. And their defense was obliterated. Washington they're undefeated. This is actually going to be Washington's 4th game of the year, as opposed to Stanford's 3rd one. But Washington looked great last week. They handled and beat up on Michigan State. I don't think that game was even as close as the final score was. Washington has creeped into the top 20. They're ranked number 18, and I think it's going to be much of the same. I think they're going to control this game. I think they'll get up early, and they're just going to control Stanford, and that crowd's going to be loud again and excited. I'm going to take Washington to cover the 2 scores and keep trying to climb the rankings.
Climbing those rankings. All right. Check out Cameron Ross over at picksandparlays.net. Use that promo code NFL and save yourself 20%. And don't forget, like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. All right, let's move into our NFL 2-team parlay. We're talking Ravens, Patriots, Texans, Bears. We're going to start out with Baltimore, minus 2.5 in New England. Total on this one's 43.5. What's the first leg of your 2-team parlay?
Yeah, I'm actually going with the road favorite here. The Ravens, they looked phenomenal last week for 45 minutes, and then they looked like a JV team in the 4th quarter. I'm talking about just their defense was obliterated, and that's saying it lightly. I don't think the Patriots have the weapons and the speed that the Ravens saw last week, but I can only imagine the Ravens' full week of practice is defense. And I would imagine the Ravens are going to look more like the Ravens this week on the defensive side of the ball. But then on the offensive side of the ball, I don't think the Patriots have a lot for them. I think Lamar is going to control this game, even, on the road up there, tough area, tough place to play. Right. This is a huge bounce back and borderline must have for Baltimore after the debacle they had last week. So I'm going to take the Ravens to get it done in Foxborough.
All right, my Texans are at the Bears. Bears are minus 2.5. The total on this one is 40. What do you see happening here?
Yeah, and I know they're your Bears, and I hate to.
No, my Texans.
Your Texans, excuse me. I know they're your Texans, and I hate to do this, but I'm gonna take the Bears here because we talked about this the other day. If the Bears don't figure it out, there's going to be people within the Bears system losing their jobs.
Right.
And people are already saying the Bears are going to be looking for a quarterback soon. And there's a lot of shots being taken, verbal shots being taken at the Bears. And I would imagine whether or not you ignore it, they're going to hear some of it. They're going to, from their family, from something. But I think this is a must-have for the Bears if their season's going to be anything. The Texans are playing with like their hair's on fire. They have nothing to lose, and I imagine that's going to continue here. But I just see this as a must-have for the Bears if their season's going to amount to anything. Because lose this one, they won week 1 in a flood, and everybody made a big deal, and then they got just mauled last week. And now this is a must-have for me. So I'm going to take the Bears to cover the small number.
All right. So we're rolling Ravens and the Bears. Would you just money line both of them instead of laying the points? Or do you think the points are fine?
Yeah, I probably would money line them, but I feel like closer to Sunday, it's going to get up a little bit. I'm not a 150. I wouldn't even really do a 140. But if you can get something low, something nice, then yeah, I would. But I think they're both going to cover the numbers pretty easily.
All right, all right. Check out more at Cameron Ross's premium plays over at picksandparlays.net and use that promo code NFL to save you 20%. And everybody, let's like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications. Remember, we're on every Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern. All right, Cameron Ross, talk to me about the Packers at the Bucks. Bucks are -1 at home. The total's 41.5. What do you got going on here?
Yeah, I just listened to Higgs and heard what he said, and I understand what he said, but I got to disagree. I know no Mike Evans. I get that he's suspended for defending his quarterback, but both of these quarterbacks argue that they're the GOAT and that they're the best ever and that they're better than the other guy and this and that. But Brady is the one at home. I think he'll control this game because both of these teams are probably going to make the playoffs. It just seems like the last 500 years, the Green Bay Packers and Tom Brady's teams, regardless of where Tom Brady plays, have made the playoffs. But I think this game could determine seeding going into the playoffs. And the Buccaneers defense is good. I know Rodgers probably has the better targets, but the Buccaneers defense is good. I think they're going to take it personal that they're going against Aaron Rodgers and, oh, no Mike Evans, the Bucs lose. If I'm the defense, I take that personal because, we have to stop the opposing team's offense regardless of who's playing on our offense. I think the Bucs can pull this one out. I think they will pull this one out. And I'm going to take Tampa Bay to get it done at home.
All right. So a little bit of difference between you and Higgs. I'm not picking a side. That's how I feel. I'm not picking a side. So everybody check out Cameron Ross and all of his premium plays over at picksandparlays.net. Use that promo code NFL and save yourself 20% off whatever you buy from Cam. Let's like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We'll see you every Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern right here on the Power Hour. Cam, thanks for joining us. Have a great day.
You too.